Hey everyone, welcome back to How to Be a Poser. Today we're going to be questioning the nature of our reality with the help of the Hot Toys Spider-Man homemade suit 6 scale figure from Spider-Man Far From Home. Let's get started. Alright, here he is, the Spider-Man homemade suit 6 scale figure by Hot Toys from Spider-Man Far From Home. Still in his box, exactly the way that he's going to come to you, and he comes with a lot of really cool stuff. In addition to this slick fabric costume, we've got the usual accoutrements, which include the webbing, the switch out eyes and the switch out hands, but now we've got these really cool holographic effects and a very, very awesome drone. Can't wait to show you guys what we can do with all this cool stuff, so let's get rolling. All right, here he is, the Spider-Man homemade suit 6 scale figure by Hot Toys. Looking good, looking great. I've had experience with this figure before. We actually did a How to Be a Poser episode on the original homemade suit release, but it didn't include this amazing drone, and that's what we're all about today. So with that in mind, I'm just gonna go ahead and slide this guy over here off to the side a little bit while I get this drone going, because he needs to be on the bottom. Now, you'll notice that I've taken the liberty today of getting these holographic bits onto the base before actually doing the video. The box that the figure comes in also contains instructions on how to put these together. Go ahead and feel free to use those. You don't need me to tell you how to do it. It's actually pretty straightforward, pretty simple. The figure comes with 2 separate supports. There's a typical waist grabber support for a figure here. You'll see that obviously goes with Spider-Man. And then there's this guy. He's new and unique and very proprietary for this drone. So there is a spot below this silver bar on the drone the fork will slide into and lock into place. There's a little bit of a latch there. It doesn't lock too hard. You can pop it right back out if you need to, but it's strong enough so that it can actually support itself. Spider-Man's gonna be leaping over the top of this thing, so I'm gonna get this drone pretty low on the stand, like it's flying out of the holographic effects. Once I get the height of the drone where I want it to be, then I can bring in a trusty, rusty Phillips head precision screwdriver. Not rusty at all actually, but still ever so trusty. And tighten that thing down so that it doesn't really move too terribly easily. Then I want to kind of lean it forward just a little bit, give it a bit of a downward angle and a bit of a tilt. Because I don't like to have things to be perfectly straight to the ground or perfectly straight up and down. Okay, 2 ways that you can do this when you're posing the figure in this kind of a scenario. You can either try to hit the pose that you want and then establish where vertically the figure is going to be, or you can just do some guesswork and throw the stand on early and hope that you get it right and don't have to adjust it. I think I've got this. I think I know exactly where it's supposed to go. So I'm going to slide this down. And because it's going to be flying over, I'm just trying to calculate with his body. He'll be flying over this way. And I want to say that his body will be at this angle, maybe a little bit more like this angle, and I think he's going to be held right there at the waist. So with that in mind, we just need to rotate the stand a little bit this way, and we're going to need to have the stand work with us a little bit here. So I've got to flex it this way, and then create kind of like a U-bend. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, so the first thing that Spider-Man's going to need for this pose that I'm going to do is web shooters. Well, webbing. He's already got the web shooters, as you can see right here. That's what those are. What he really needs is his web shooting hand. That's this little guy. Telltale signature thing. Everybody knows that Spider-Man hand thing. In fact, I think they even bring it up in the video game. So let's go ahead and slide this thing on there. Now, once you get that hand onto the arm, you're going to want to pause and make sure that, and every time you make an adjustment of the hand, you need to follow up with this. But right here is his web shooter, and you can see how there's a nozzle right there. That's the emitter for the webbing, and that needs to align with the lever that he presses to activate the web shooters. Maybe because it's new and unique, we should have him shooting a taser web. Yeah, that could be fun. Not sure how film accurate it is. In fact, I'm pretty sure that it's not. Not for this suit at any rate. But it's my story, I'm going to tell it my way, and you should do the same. Let's go ahead and get him in his pose. Without further ado, I want him, he's going to be bending over backwards and shooting up this way. So I'm just going to go ahead and tilt that head back to where I want it to be. All right, and then he's going to be kind of kicking up with this leg to try to give him a bit of a vault. I'm going to move this leg. Oh, that leg's already back about as far as it's going to go. So I also want to bend that knee just a little bit. So I just kind of want to create this shape right here, like he's lifting forward with this leg. But I want a little bit of symmetry going on between the foot and the leg here. Just complementary lines, you understand. And then I'm going to move this arm out. Then I also want to twist his torso, because not only is he going to be leaping up and swinging, he's going to be twisting over the top of this guy. I need to make an adjustment to this stand. I need him to be able to be moving forward a bit more. And I actually think I want to lower it. So, again, I want to make that modification down here by the clamp for the drone, shifting the direction of the base this way. Then I want to reverse that, because I kind of want to lower it. And at the same time, I want Spider-Man to be, let's see, there we go. I think that's got it where I need it to be. I may have to make some minor adjustments. Let's go ahead and get him clamped. That might be a little too extreme. So I'm just going to back that bend up a little bit. The drone is colliding down there with the holographic effects. I think that's probably fine, but others may consider it undesirable, so I'm going to just go ahead and back that out. I also kind of want to lower this hand, bend it down, because he does do that. He drops that hand down and then he hits that lever to let the webbing fly, so to speak. And let's go ahead and drop that taser web in there. Now, when you're doing this, it's really important that you grip the webbing as close to this key as possible, because you don't want to run the risk of snapping the key. God, that looks cool. I love that blue. And for the final touch, we're just going to take this really awesome webbing with all the little strands of it there. I really, really dig that. And one end of this little guy goes into the top of the hand, and the other end goes into the bottom. Very, very easy. And then we just need to manipulate it a little bit. And again, always being careful to make sure that the nozzle for the web shooter aligns with the bottom of the hand. And I think we'll just, yeah, let's take it that way. Boom. And the cool thing is, I did not bring a tape measure with me, but that's less than a foot. It's right about a foot. I think if I tweak this a little bit more, it'll be right at about a foot. So that'll fit into a nice short type of display cabinet. I'm just gonna make a slight adjustment to his form here just to make him a little bit less horizontal to the ground. Oh, one last touch. I think that because of the motion, you wanna make sure that these drawstrings for the hoodie are not laying in a way that would appear unnatural. So you wanna kind of create the illusion that that the forces of physics are being imbued upon them, and they're actually flying back in the direction that he's coming from. So yeah, that's the last touch I think that you would want to make. Purists will note that the homemade suit is not actually the suit worn by Spider-Man during the climactic battle in Spider-Man Far From Home. But that's all right. As I said earlier in the posing session, tell your own story and tell it your way.
Did you enjoy that video? Be sure to subscribe by hitting the S icon on your screen and click the bell icon to be notified whenever a new video is posted. If you'd like more info on the items featured in this video, click the link provided under product info. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to let your geek side show.